Hi guys, one more reason to make a video about the golf statistics and approaching accuracy is the result of the Frankie Capan thought minus sorting 58, which was shown on in the first day of the Vertex Bank Championship. It's a tournament of the Conferry Tour, and this connection, it's totally understandable that maybe a lot of you will say, okay, it's not so hugely interesting because those are not such difficult courses as the PGA Tour golfers are playing. From another side, for us, for the amateur golfers, maybe it's even more interesting that is not the hugely difficult golf courses, because I have seen that for example, par 5 hole, 524 yards. It's the hole which we are playing in the most of our club championship. Championships in this connection, it's maybe hugely interesting exactly to understand the performance of the professional golfers in their best rounds, in the record rounds, when they are playing on the course which are quite close to those ones which we are playing on. Plus that approximately 5 holes on this course, par 4, are drivable, not for me certainly, but for the Frankie, because we need to say that the Frankie have a huge driving distance and accuracy, and we can see that longest drive was 373 yards and average driving distance 322 yards, and exactly 4 holes, par 4 holes were drivable for him. For the first tee shot in this connection, when we are calculating his approaching, we will talk that we will include statistics of approaching for the tee shots for drivable par 4 holes, and certainly the second shots on the par 5 holes. And we can see that the greens and regulation amazingly perfect, 17 from 18, scrambling just on one hole, but it was 100% scrambling. So in the putts per round, 1.29, second position. His total statistics is available just for the last season, and it's not so hugely interesting statistics, because you know that his putting average were 30. He took not part in any competitions in this connection. Maybe it's just that the figure which is not so hugely informative. But anyway, we are making analysis of approaching accuracy on all 18 holes. For a first hole, for example, it was exactly the short par 4 hole shot for him, because we can say that the accuracy is 36 yards from distance, 366 yards, or close to 10%, and that is exactly the statistics for the approaching. It's more closer to approaching than for driving. On the second hole, accuracy 2.2%, from distance 155, the accuracy was 3.3 yards, so 10 feet converted in yards. And this way we are calculating his performance at each hole from 18 holes, and as a result, so the best one was amazingly huge shot. That's tee shot for the hole number 12. From distance 174 yards with accuracy 1.1 yard only. It's 3 feet and 2 inches. So accuracy was 0.6%. And after that we can calculate the average accuracy, so the average distance for approaching and the tee shots on the par 4 holes, tee shots, greens where the greens were available, 187.8 yards, average accuracy 10.6 yards, and meanwhile that we have included, maybe not on seriously reasonably, included the tee shots on the par 4 holes, on some par 4 holes, on the short ones, the total accuracy was 5.6. It's a huge accuracy and very similar for the PGA Tour golfers who are playing their best rounds -8 and better. So in this connection, we can say that certainly the courses are different, but for such a distance accuracy, 5.6%, it's a hugely perfect result. And we have the round diagram, but this diagram is showing us not mistakes on each hole, but just that the performance of the different holes. For example, the biggest mistake were 18.92% from 100%. So it's giving us information about the biggest mistakes, how influential those biggest mistakes for the total performance. We can see that on the 3 holes he have not so excellent accuracy, and those 3 holes were responsible for approximately 50% of all accuracy. But it's quite unusual information. And plus that we can sort the accuracy from the best result to the lowest one, and the best result is certainly the shortest. It's measured in the yards, and we are using it for our next research. It's accuracy and the probability of one putt or scrambling accuracy game around the green for such distances. For example, the best shot was 1.1 yards to the hole. In this connection, the probability from this distance for this golfer is Frankie just close to 1. 2.6. The statistics of the last season, his probability from such a distance is 0.8, and so on. I have included a little bit more probabilities for the scrambling, because as we see on some holes, for par 4 holes, he was not on the green by the tee shots, but around the green. In this connection, we need to that such distances were not on the green, but around the green. And this way we are receiving the information about how better he have played according his performance. So his average statistics for the last season in the putting was 30. So 23 shots 23 putts he have made yesterday, and in this connection against himself he have played 7 shots better. But against expectations relative for the distances, which for such beautiful accuracy of the approaches, so expectations were close to 26 putts, but he have made 23 putts only, and in this connection he was 3 putts better than expected. So he was very good in the putting and very good in approaching, and it seems that in driving, which we have not analyzed, but I have seen that his driving was also amazing yesterday. So in this connection, I hope that this information will be useful for us, for all us amateur golfers, not only for better understanding of the best rounds in the golf, but also for improving of our performance. Because such measurements, I had not talk here about it. Maybe I will do it in the next videos. The first putt proximity, first putt accuracy is hugely important also, because the closer we are after first putt to the hole, the better our probability and higher our probability to make just 1 putt, not 2 of them. So I think that it's hugely interesting, because such a golfers, the new names in the golfing, are hugely interesting, because certainly it will be highly interesting also to make analysis of the Junichiro Kazuma, who have played -8 and -9 in first day of the Leaf Golf tournament. and I'm looking Live Golf tournaments with great pleasure, but unfortunately they are not given such shot-by-shot statistics, and maybe sooner or later we will receive this information, and when we will receive this information with the same form or maybe a little bit different form as on golf statistics for the PGA Tour and for the Conferry Tour, it will be highly interesting, because in my opinion the real comparison in current conditions, when for example Live golfers could not receive the points for the OVGR, and they are unreasonably excluded from this, that calculation of the strongest golfers in the world. The only way to measure it is the comparison of the different skills. And for example, we can calculate and say, okay, in the Approaching, the leading golfer in the PGA Tour against the leading golfer in the Live Golf Tour, such and such relationship. Because for me, it will be highly interesting. I like the Live Golf. It looks for me very attractive, because you know that you can see the golf without the payment for the translation and without advisement and disconnection, and the traffic of the good shots is much more, that complicated, much more interesting, and they are oftenly each minute you are receiving picture about 3-4 excellent shots. It's very, very useful for me. With great pleasure I'm looking at. But from another side, it will be, I don't want to have any kind of over expectation when the Live Golf golfers are playing on the majors. And I think that for all of those golfers who love golf, but not one of the tournaments in the golf, it's certainly, that the useful information and the interesting information who are really strongest golfers in the world. We certainly understand that Scottish Scheffler, they have shown that he is hugely strong, because he has won the Masters this year. But from another side, it's will be interesting also to have additional information about the comparison, comparison information between the different leagues and between different golfers. From another side, I'm not, negatively relative to the negatively thinking about the PGA Tour, and I like the PGA Tour, I like Conferry, I like DP Tour, and in my opinion the more competition in the golf is better, and the different forms of different tournaments are the better. And in this case I think that I hope that more and more people all over the world, all over the golf, will look for those events and receive more information about the golf development in different forms, even in such forms which Live Golf is developing. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Have a good game. Bye-bye.